Right.
Okay, making sure. I mean, unless you need someone to fill in, then
was it really
hey.
Friday night?
Yeah.
You have no idea how lost I am in this.
Oh,
Right
I
now.
can imagine. I just saw listed the second wave. I'm like, I'll be any wave you need. Yeah, that's
All
Oh,
right,
wave,
we are
whatever.
going to let the audience member in and get this bad boy
The
started.
member. Yes.
Gee, is it anyone I know?
I don't know.
No,
Where's-
it's not.
Hello there,
Ooh.
Tavi. Welcome to the Pop Up Comedy Show. We've got tonight is a very special, condensed, short show, but it's going to be awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a tremendous host that I know you're going to enjoy. You may recognize him from the red carpet right over there. Put your hands together and please help me welcome Mr. John G. John G, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, thank you. So Jim didn't bring it up yet, but I'll bring it up now. So this week, we here at the Comedy Therapy New Media Comedy Fine Folks are starting the host of a comedy festival, the New York Underground Comedy Festival. You can go to NewYorkUndergroundComedy.com, and we have 250 plus comedians over 25 shows, and I believe all three people that are on tonight are on one of those shows. Madeline, are you in the show on the New York? You are, right?
I'm hosting one. Hell
You're
yeah.
hosting one. That's right. Yeah.
If anybody has any advice on how to do that, that'd be great.
Well, don't
If
follow
anybody
my
knows what
lead.
I'm
Do not
supposed to be
follow
doing.
my lead tonight, okay?
Do as you say, not as you do.
That's
Understood.
correct. Yes. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But I can tell you that I have learned a lot of things about myself since this comedy festival has started. I have learned that I definitely need to find a graphics designer because I am not Mr. Graphics, and as much as I try to, what should take me 5 minutes takes me 50 hours. I've also learned that I can't spell. As bad as my jokes are, my spelling is worse because I have messed up some of the easiest names in the book that have been written down for me and handed to me. So, spelling is not my strong suit. James, I need a teacher. I failed that part of school. And as much Google, but that's another thing too. Like, Photoshop does not have spell check. You know that? Did you know that Photoshop does not have spell check? So whatever you put on a photo and whatever you end up calling somebody, that's what they get as a name. That's just it. So I don't know. It's been an interesting week, but it's been a lot of fun. And I think the shows are going to be really fun. And I think we're going to have a lot of great people on them and everything else. And I get to do a was it Saturday night? I think it is. I'm going to be on the Anything Goes show on Saturday night. Yes. And that is one of those shows where you can do anything you want to do. You can be as blue, as dark, as whatever. And if anybody wants to witness Santa Claus doing stand-up, I believe Santa Claus will be doing stand-up on Saturday night. Yes. Yes. And I will be fully dressed. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yes. So if you ever want to get the disbelief of children in Santa Claus, bring them to the Saturday night show. They will not believe any longer. Or they will think that COVID has ruined and gotten into the mind of Santa Claus and he is no longer a good guy.
So there will be no North Pole on your show.
Oh, there will be a North Pole on my show, but it ain't going to be red striped, let me tell you. Because when I have to send a dick pic, that's the only thing I send is a picture of the North Pole. That's right. That is it. That is my picture, Oh man. So a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now, right? And I got into an argument with somebody the other day about global warming. So I don't know how all you people feel about global warming, but as far as I'm concerned, it's real, right? I'm 100% convinced it's real because it is December and I am still walking around in a t-shirt. By this time when I was a kid, we used to have snow. I don't even know what a sleigh looks like. Although I think if I was to try sleigh riding at this point, I'd probably end up dead. Although I'm not sure the sleigh would stop because could you imagine this, 300 pounds on a sleigh coming down the hill? Ain't no sled, ain't no sled brake stopping me. I'm going right into whatever's at the bottom. Speaking of that, there used to be a place up in North Jersey. I don't even know if it's still there. Action Park.
No, it's gone.
It's gone. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah. There
that
was
was
a
like.
documentary about it though.
Is there? Oh man, there's a
Yeah.
documentary about everything nowadays, ain't there? But one time when I was at Action Park, I actually lied to get on the water slide, right? Because they had one of those really tall water slides that came straight down, and I think the weight limit at that time was like 200 pounds or something like that, and I was like 250, and that was the last time I ever lied on a ride, because I got on that ride and the thing was like really straight down, and I realized that I wasn't on the slide. I was free falling until I hit that bottom. I was like just, woo! And when I hit that bottom of that slide, man, my ass went into the slide. The water went up my ass, and then like I emptied out the pool. It was done. So I'm never lying on a ride. It actually happened to me at Great Adventure too. That was the only other time I ever lied on a ride. I tried to get on. There was a ride called the Medusa, right? Or actually, I tried to get on the Batman ride, and I got up there and I didn't fit in the seat, so they wouldn't let me on, right? So then the guy tells me, well, there's a big enough seat in Medusa. So I go over to Medusa, and I go over there and I get it, or Medusa, or whatever the hell the name of the damn ride slide is. If anybody wishes to correct me. So I get on that ride and I go to sit, and we're in the front. We're gonna have the front seats, and I like it. I'm a thrill seeker, so like when I'm on rides, I want to be like scared. And we go to get in the front, and I don't fit. And I'm like, all right. And my kids are getting a little disappointed, but I had another parent with me, and I said, why don't you just take them? I'll get off. And the guy goes, oh, no, wait a minute. Hey, you people on aisle 5, we got a fat guy up here. Do you want to switch? Because aisle 5 had a double wide seat. So here I am. I'm on this ride with this full group of people and this double wide seat. So I get in there and it double clicks me inside. I had fun on that one. But then what really cured me was the Superman ride at Great Adventure. The Superman ride at Great Adventure, it's that ride where you start standing up and then they lay you over, right? Well, when they laid me, I fit in the ride barely. But when they laid it over, the one safety buckle popped. So here I went. I'm thinking I'm getting on that ride. I'm all brave. I'm like, Superman, yeah, let's go. That ride went down. I heard that thing pop, and I'm like, get me off this ride! Get me off this ride! Please, I'm scared. Oh my God. I went from Superman to Super Baby in 5 seconds. Oh God. But it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I have 2 daughters, and my daughters are now older people. They're like in their 30s. And but we had a lot of fun, like with with Girl Scouts. And no, I was not that kind of a guy. Don't think about what I'm thinking here. Don't. I saw that face, Madeline. I saw that face. No, it was a lot of fun. We did a lot of cool things with Girl Scouts, But
I don't do rides.
You don't do rides? Oh man, I did.
I'm definitely afraid of heights.
Oh, me too. But that's the more fun in it.
Oh no, I don't do rides at all.
Oh, get out there and whoosh, Space Mountain. I loved it in the dark. That's if there's a roller coaster that I think is the coolest is when you do like Space Mountain.
I went on Space Mountain because I didn't realize it was that type of roller coaster. I thought it was like a kiddie type. And of course, yes, it was pitch black.
Yeah.
And
Thank God, right?
There, yes, and when I went there, I was grieving. My coworker had just killed himself.
Oh man, that's not good.
Yeah, and so I was a little down. So I said, "Oh, I need a vacation." And my cousin was in Tampa doing an internship. So I said, "I'm going to come see you. I need to get away." And he said, "Okay." So I rented a car and drove to Disney. And I got on that Space Mountain. My God!
Did you forget about the grieving for a few minutes?
First of all, I thought I was gonna lose my sunglasses because when it was dropping and stuff, they was on my head. And I was holding on. I love glasses, so I'm holding on to my eyewear like this. No. Meanwhile, I'm like sick. I'm rocking back and forth. Oh my God! Oh my God! After I got off of there, my stomach was so messed up.
So you went right to the, you went to right to, it's a small
my
world or
cousin says,
something.
and my cousin, he doesn't even talk like slang and stuff. But when I got back to his house, he said, "Oh, bitch, don't tell me you earled in Disney World." No, I
Oh.
didn't. But I needed something to settle my stomach. So they have like all those kiosks all over the park. So I go to this kiosk, and I'm thinking he's gonna feel sorry for me because I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sick. I'm dizzy, my stomach." And I had to pay like what the fuck, like $7 for a Sprite or something. I thought it was gonna be a charity case, and I took the Sprite because he offered it to me first, and I took it, and I'm like, "You bastard!" When I had to pay. And
Dead friend, and you have to pay. That's ridiculous.
Yes. And the same thing happened to me at what was it? They called it Brendan Byrne Arena, but they changed the name so many times. God Center, all this shit. They kept changing it. I went to a Nets game, Nets Celtics. It was a playoff game. And I back when Jason Kidd played for the Nets, and I thought I was choking. I don't know what I ate, but I was choking. I mean, like the death choke, like, oh, like that. And they gave me water, and I thought I was going to be a charity case because I'm dying.
All
and
right.
it was like $5. And I'm like, what the fuck?
All right.
I'm like, it happened to me in Florida and Jersey.
In Jersey.
You know what? They don't care if I just get sick and die. Like Goodfellas, fuck you, pay me.
All right. So now we know we do not take Marzani to roller coasters or big arenas. That's it.
No.
We keep her back. And that was fun. I like that offshoot on what I was doing. So, all right. So this has been a fun start to the show, and I want to keep this show going right along. So we're gonna bring up your next very funny comedian. We're gonna give it up for Mr. James DeSalvo. Let's give it up for James, everybody.
How are you? You want a fun start? You call on me, huh? Great. All this talk about amusement parks. We were too poor growing up. We couldn't afford Disney. We paid some junkie to push us in a shopping cart in the middle of traffic. That was about it for us. I realized the other day Amazon is trying to set me up for murder. Yeah, getting ready to do yard work. Went in line to order this shovel and a saw. Autos who just came back. Customers who ordered these items also ordered zip ties and garbage bags. Add to cart. What in the name of John Wayne Gacy does Amazon think I'm doing? We notice you're having trouble dismembering bodies. Add wood chipper to cart. I'm lucky I wasn't buying little clothes and toys for my little niece and nephew. We notice that you're murdering toddlers. Add child luring candy to cart. And stick families on the back of cars annoy the crap out of me. It's always some happy-go-lucky family. Ooh, everything's perfect. No, I want for once honest stick families. You know what? I want, the father standing there and with the family around the corner as a stick mistress, and the mom with her stick day drinking habit, and the underage stick daughter pregnant, and the little stick son with his bong. Maybe things even more true to life, that mom is sitting there with her stick pool boy, it's getting cleaned. Dad comes home on a Willie Loman funk. He catches the stick wife with the stick pool boy. His stick mistress is pregnant. He lost all his money. So just grabs an axe and cuts up his stick family. Just a pile of bloody sticks at his feet with a look on his face. Oops, guess I went too far. Now, I'm also hooked for some reason on Pioneer Woman on the Food Network. If you haven't seen this, it's about a woman and her family who moved to the Midwest and live on a big farm. It costs $2 million to raise cattle and do everything. And she decides to cook for her kinfolk, like the pioneers do. So using all those classic recipes. All right, we're gonna take our quinoa flour and our fresh organic butter and mix them in the food processor, like the pioneers had. And then we're gonna put this on our 12-range burner instead of the outdoor bonfire they would have. It's great. Of course, they're all there in the background. There's a gun rack, in case of engine attacks. And I'm just waiting for General Custer and the gang from F Troop to stop on by. It's too easy for those pioneer people because every generation gets weaker. Oh, come on, it's the same for us. Ooh, fresh kale shakes, quinoa salad. I'm guilty of it. If I don't have my mocha latte just right, I'm a bitch the entire day, okay? But our ancestors would have kicked our asses. Come on, they were Irish women farming in the field, giving birth, not stopping. The baby just drops out. Woman still plowing, baby's bouncing along on the ground right behind her. And that kid better be working back there. Hey, pick up some potatoes, you lazy arts. It's not a free ride, And my grandfather was the same way. Big 6'5" Irish guy. Off the boat from Ireland, he made Liam Neeson look like Betty White. Yeah. So he used to build steam locomotives, and one day his pinky got cut till it was hanging off here. He goes there, takes 10 snips, cuts the rest of it off, goes to the boiler, steams it shut, and goes back to work. I get a paper cut. I want workman's comp. And there's a whole other new stupid thing out there, advertising verbifying. We've all done it. It's when you take a noun and use it as a verb. Let's table this for later. We're going to eyeball that at the next meeting, okay? Now commercials have it too. Bear. This is why we science. Century 21 Real Estate. Home with us. Yeah, I'm going to start making commercials. Make them really honest, all right? Masturbation. This is why we porn. Marlboro. Cancer with us. Thin Mints. This is why I Girl Scout. And of course, Nickelback. Music poorly. Okay, let's give it back to your roller coaster riding champion of the night, John G. Thank you all very much.
Hey, everybody, give it up for James DeSavo. Hey, James, I just registered that website, whyweporn.com. I'm gonna make you president of that one, man.
Really? Okay.
All right. Let's keep this funny thing going tonight. Let's keep it going with another great comedian, Marzani Jones. Marzani,
How
all
am
up
I
for
next?
you.
Oh my God. I wasn't next.
I tried to instant message you, but you didn't catch on to me.
Oh, okay.
Cats is late, so let's keep it on going.
Oh, Cats is late, but he's not supposed to be. I'm the one supposed to be on colored time. Not Cats. Wait, because I was sending my people the link. I know it's a show, but wait just like 1 second. I was sending my people the link. Oh my goodness.
Oh God.
Just what?
Oh God.
No, I'm coming.
Okay. Oh man. See, I for a minute there, I thought you got all talked out from the roller coaster ride before, I thought you were all done.
No, I didn't even see it, DC, because I wasn't logged. I was just sending my people the link. I gotta do a better job at trying to promote it.
Okay.
I didn't find solo.
I was so busy today, though. I just okay. Here we go.
I'm talking to you, and Siri started talking to me now.
Okay, I'm ready. So,
yeah. All right,
okay.
Go for it. Let's give it up, everybody. Marzani Jones.
Woo! Okay, so I've been talking about coronavirus so much, but it's just, I don't know, it's just so crazy. It's making people do all types of crazy things. It's even making me do crazy things. It's making me want to be a prostitute. I don't know. I got all this going on. I don't know what anyone doesn't see. I went to the eye doctor today to pick up new glasses because my eyes have changed and they're getting a little bit worse. I guess just with age, things change. And when she said, "Do you want progressives or just for distance?" I said, "Oh, progressives." And then when she gave me the price, I thought I was back at the gynecologist again because I had a gynecologist appointment at 9:30. And I started to open my legs in the middle of the eyeglass store. And then she's like, "Oh, no. Maybe you should just get for distance because this is costing a little too much." And I'm like, "But I'll just offer myself up. Anything goes during coronavirus." So then like I said, I was at the gynecologist earlier and I hadn't been over a year. I had some issues. So it was time to go because I need a mammogram up. And I hate the gynecologist. It's just something about someone sticking their hand in your vagina and there not being any pleasure. Or something about somebody rubbing all over your breasts and like nothing. It's like, I almost felt like I wanted to charge Dr. Carmen. These are double D's. You don't get to just rub around on these for free, Dr. Carmen. Why am I paying you? You should be paying me. So what else is going on? Like I said, Corona is just really changing people. I just lost my dad, so I get this tattoo with his name on it. And at one point we were close, but then we go back and forth. And I don't know, I just took his death really, really hard. So I decided to honor him. I get this tattoo. Let me see. This is Zoom. So you can see it has his name, it says Jimmy, and it has hearts on it, and his birthday and his death date. And so it started healing. So now at work, it's not covered up anymore, so people can see it. So the supervisor says, "Oh my God, that's so big. What if it doesn't work out?" What? Bitch, I'm not into necrophilia. What is it? Yeah, necrophilia. This is my dad's name, not my husband. I'm not fucking the dead. Like, I'm not interested in honoring. Oh, that's got the joke. I missed such a joke. Anyway, you get it. She's stupid. So who doesn't know that my husband's name is Russell and that my dad's name is Jimmy? And who says that type of shit anyway? Corona's making people uncouth. Who literally says to someone, "Oh, what if it doesn't work out? Why did you get that?" Well, honey, my ass is a little bit bigger than yours. I think mine will work out when your marriage didn't. So I'm sick of wearing the mask. I'm so over it. I just realized this week that when you wear the mask and then take it off to eat a slice of pizza laced with garlic and oregano, it's just not a good idea to put the mask back on unless you can brush your teeth and swallow like an entire bottle of Colgate or some type of mouthwash afterwards. I put the mask back on and I had to question myself. I'm like, am I some type of super freak? I felt like I was into licking armpits or something. Like, that's how bad it smelled. That's how bad it smelled. It's like all the garlic and oregano is in the mask, and now I'm like sucking it and sniffing it back in. It's like sniffing garlic and oregano is a weird thing. I think I'd rather sniff cocaine. Maybe I calm down a little bit. I don't know. And that's all I got tonight. And Jim, I did write that shit.
I know you did.
Everybody give it up for Marzani. Hey, give it up for Marzani. You know, Marzani, I have a tattoo that didn't last. I wish somebody would have asked me that question because I had to go cover that shit up. Oh, man. All right, let's keep this party going. Let's give it up for your next very funny comedian. Let's give it up for Cats. Us Cats. Come on, Cats.
Oh, shit.
Yay. Hey, yeah, that's you, man. Yeah.
Whoa.
Woo.
What's
CPT,
going?
CP time cats.
Hey
now. Don't make me come
Yeah,
over there.
he did grow up in PG County.
PG. Better recognize. Don't give me that shit.
Oh,
Man. So
Oh.
why do we give? Why is incest so frowned upon? Like it's just like community college, you know. It's just the best some people can do. You know, that's right. I went there. You're welcome, guys. Like I said, I'm from PG County, Merlin. That's how we That's how we roll. No, that's not true. That's from my previous. That's from my previous life when I used to live in Alabama. Yeah, that's right. Have you guys ever had Alabama nachos?
No,
None of you. None of you guys.
I've had
No.
Alabama jail.
My boyfriend says yes, he's from Alabama, and he said, "Yep."
That's impressive. Do you know what they actually are? Because where I grew up down in Coffee County, that's right, Coffee County, and I was probably I was probably like one of the few white people there. It's actually just Ritz crackers with American cheese just covered them. That's all. Put them in the microwave for like 30 seconds. Alabama nachos right there.
Yeah, he's black, and he said he doesn't know about that.
And he didn't grow up in the poor county like I did. Okay, just saying. All right. So, like I said, like I said, I didn't really say it, but we're just gonna move right along. Thanks, Shem. I appreciate your input, though. Just proved me wrong right there. That's the last time I asked for audience participation.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good. As we can see here, John is Santa Claus, and it is that time of the year for all the holiday songs. I'm just curious, has anyone actually listened to them? Santa's actually is kind of an asshole. No, you guys don't believe me? He's okay with picking on poor little Rudolph until he becomes useful. It's kind of like picking on the nerd until he's like, "Oh, I need him to do my homework." That was me. I was always doing people's homework. That's why I'm here today. And then he got away with murder. Are you guys following this logic? No.
Not the murder.
Grandma
part
got
yet.
ran over by a reindeer because he was on he was drinking DUI. He should have been in jail. Jeez. Okay, and come on. If you guys didn't think that I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus was about some kind of extramarital affair, you're full of shit. Because come on, the mother wasn't home. He was just making. What happens to that little boy? Does Santa become his stepfather? Is that? Does he still get presents after Santa's now your stepdad? Or is that because he's your stepdad, now all the presents are negated, right? Is that how it works? My stepdad's Santa, so he's not going to give me any presents. And then does little I'm just assuming his name's Little Johnny. Does Little Johnny like grow up hating Santa and hating Christmas and not celebrating Christmas anymore because he doesn't get any presents? Is that? Was the little boy like? Was his name actually Jehovah? Is that where that religion started? Think about it. You know what I'm talking about, guys. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so one last thing before I go. Did you know that prostitution is illegal?
No.
I'm helping you guys out here, man. It is. They're just trying to make a living, you know. Like why? We can tax that, right? Just like, oh shit, that's what the pimps are, right? The pimps are the tax. So the pimps work for the IRS. I have to think about that. I'm just flustered with that thought. Okay, thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, everybody, give it up for Steve Cats. Give it up for Cats, everybody. All right, all right. Let's keep this moving right along. Let's give it up to the other bearded gentleman on the show, although it's a little bit trimmer than this nowadays. Let's give it up for very funny Stuart Gibble, everybody. Stuart!
Hola,
Hola.
from Brooklyn. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
I know a lot of you people at the beginning of quarantine said you're going to learn some new skills. You're going to take this time to improve yourself. And I'm looking around the Zoom here and I see you all quit on those projects. I didn't quit once or twice or 3 times. I'm a serial quitter. Okay. And the project I started on, I was going to learn Spanish. Now, I was encouraged to study Spanish in high school. And it should have been easy because I grew up in Southern California and there was a fair amount of native speakers around. But to put it politely, the only words they taught me were slang. So I said, I'm going to study Spanish again. Back in high school, I took Spanish. I took a Spanish class with native speakers, and they only got B's. And I said, "Why are you only getting B's?" And they looked at me and say, "Do you get an A in every English class?" That's different. English is a hard language, okay? And the other problem I had with Spanish back then is, everything has a gender, which makes no sense to me. So now as I'm trying to learn Spanish again, people are saying, no, we don't want to do the genders. So please have a convention and make up your mind. Is it gender or not gender? And then maybe I'll learn the language. But the hardest part for me in Spanish was when we had to write it. And there's that question mark that's upside down at the beginning of a sentence. Why? I mean, I don't want to know if it's a question. It should be a mystery. So when I become president of the United States, and the way people are dying, that might happen. Anyway, when I become president of the United States, I'm going to build a wall. Not necessarily between Mexico and the United States, just somewhere. And on that wall, I'm going to have painted lots of upside down question marks. And when our society falls apart, and again, if I'm president, you're damn sure it's going to fall apart, but we're going out with a party. But when our society falls apart and some future civilization or maybe some aliens from another planet find these walls and see the markings, they'll have no idea. And the joke's on them because I don't understand it either. I also have a problem, with Mexicans. Well, not Mexicans, Mexican restaurants. Okay. I love a good margarita. Okay. So I go to a Mexican restaurant, local, try to support the local business, and I order a margarita. A margarita should be 4 ingredients, people. 100% agave tequila, fresh lime juice, and an orange liqueur. Triple sec will do. And ice. That's it. You want to add some salt on the rim? That's fantastic. But the waitress comes up, would you like that on the rocks or blended? Blended? I did not grow up in a Jimmy Buffett song. And then they're making this margarita, and I can't wait to taste it. I can't wait to drink it. I've had a hard day. I've had to put in 2 or 3 hours of work. And they're about to bring it to me. And the rim has been nicely salted, and then they put a straw in it. What is the straw for? I mean, they didn't salt the rim of the straw. If anything, they should make the straws out of salt. That way, if they get brushed off, thrown away into the ocean, the fish will be happy.
So sorry.
So New York is really strange right now without tourists. It really, really makes you think. I mean, when are these people, if ever, going to come back? But what I don't understand about tourists is they come to our city, to soak up our culture, to learn about our history, and then they go have lunch at Applebee's and dinner at the Olive Garden? Why? When I travel to Kansas or Nebraska or Iowa or God forbid Oklahoma, I try to find local restaurants and eat local food. I don't go to some chain. What's the point? I could have stayed in the airport. And New Yorkers are not any better sometimes. And the proof of that is that we have Domino's Pizza in New York City. Again, why? I understand if you live on Staten Island, but really, in Brooklyn, you go to Domino's? Pizza should only be made by old Italian men in a t-shirt. You can see their chest hair, and you know that sometimes it falls into the sauce and adds to the flavor. That might be the secret. So before I go, because I have to go drink a margarita now and listen to some Spanish, I would just like to say, adios, amigos.
Yay! Everybody, give it up for Stuart. Stuart, give it up. Keep it going. Keep it going. I like that extra flavor. Hair in my pizza. Adds a little protein.
Chest hair.
Chest hair. Ooh, make you strong. Hey, all right, let's keep this going. Let's give it up for a very funny young lady. Let's give it up for Madeline Cahill, everybody. Woo. Yay!
Madeline!
Madeline!
Woo, Madeline!
Madeline, we can hardly hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No,
There
that's
we go.
better. That's much better.
Okay, well, I said my name's Madeline and I'm an alcoholic. Not like recovering or anything, just current. It's just happening right now. I am online dating, which is going horribly. If I see one more person that says they hate small talk on their online profile, I'm gonna lose it. I don't understand how you can hate small talk. If I don't like small talking with you, I wouldn't like big talking with you. You know what I mean? If I am like, do you have any siblings? And you're like, I have one sister, but she's a bitchy feminist. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk about literature with you. I've read Atlas Shrugged. I don't need to have, you know what I mean? I don't need to do that. I'm good. All of the language on dating apps is coded and it stresses me out. Like when they say they want somebody who's like always down to go hiking or they want somebody who's active, they just mean somebody who doesn't drink too much the night before, which automatically is negating for me. When they say they want somebody who like doesn't take themselves too seriously, they just mean they want somebody they can be a dick to and then go, I'm just joking. And that person doesn't get mad. You know what I mean? And then when they say they hate small talk, they want to talk about sex and aliens. It means they listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the biggest red flag anyone can tell me. You know what I mean? Like that people who listen to the Joe Rogan podcast are men who unironically wear a fedora, men who think Elon Musk is a genius. He's not. Men who think there is such a thing as a fancy sports jersey. Men who confuse astronomy and astrology. And last but not least, men who give you advice on a stock portfolio despite the fact that they got kicked out of business school for drinking too much. You know what I mean? Like, there's like, notice none of those groups involve women at all. Because women spend 90% of their lives listening to men scream at each other while not involving a woman. So I'm not going to spend like my free time in the subway listening to that. You know what I mean? Speaking of that, stop recommending podcasts to me. If one more person recommends a podcast to me, I'm gonna commit my genocide. Like, I would rather use my own diarrhea as eye drops than listen to a podcast. Listening to a podcast has the same energy as when you're like sitting at the DMV and there's two people next to you that are talking about something, but they're slightly wrong and you can't interject. Like that's listening to a podcast. It's like if two of your friends were talking about something you were interested in and then you were also trapped in a glass box, that's listening to a podcast. It's the worst part of radio and only that. It's horrible. Please stop. That's all I have on that. I went to the doctor the other day. I am 26, and so I got a physical, and I stepped in the scale, and the doctor said, oof. And I was like, okay, maybe relax about, you know what I mean? Like, you're a doctor, you've seen some shit. I don't know if we need to oof it out. Like, we'll be fine. He's like, you gained some weight, you got to start running. And I was like, well, you just told me I'm fat. Can I get a head start? Like, who's chasing me? And he was like, no, I just mean you need to go for runs. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not interested in going for, like, it seems out of my character. What's my character's motivation on this one? And he was like, your character's motivation is that you need to not be unhealthy. And I was like, I'm gonna need way more motivation than that. That does not faze me. I don't care about that at all, sir. And he was like, you know, we and I was like, what does society say that being healthy is good, being unhealthy is bad? Like, no, fuck society. I'll change society before I ever work on myself. Like, I'm not interested in stuff before I ever go for a run. You kidding me? I have 1,000 petitions I can start before I go for a run. I'm not doing that. I just ran out of my health insurance. I'm still going to therapy though. We're crowdfunding it at this point. People are just like, you need to go. So I'm going to therapy, and my therapist was like, you need to stop drinking. And I was like, no, thank you. And then she was like, no, please. And I was like, I'm more creative when I drink. And she was like, no, you think you're more creative when you're drunk. And I was like, you may have me there. And she was like, write down all the things that you think are really incredible when you're drunk and then read them when you're sober. And I was like, you got it, girlfriend. These are about to be amazing. And these are some of the things I've written down. I know how to speak Spanish. Like, I know how to read an analog clock. Like, if I see an analog clock, I'll just look at my phone, which is not okay in any way, shape, or form. Sketch idea, having sex with a guy named Stop, which is not super appropriate. This one just says no homeless vagina subway white people. Who knows what that means? And then this one says everyone is gay. People just want to fuck themselves and they work backwards from there. Which seems a lot more about my gayness than anybody else's, to be honest. Guys, that's all I have. Thank you so much. This is the funnest alcoholics meeting I've ever been to in my life.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
Drink to Madeline, everybody!
You're the best.
Give it up for Madeline. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Madeline!
Girl.
All right.
Funniest woman.
All right. So now we get to bring it to your headliner, the gentleman who has put together this merry band of happy folks. Yes, he is here to prove that he is not dead because he has a special on Amazon Prime that's not dead yet. Let's give it up for my friend and a very funny gentleman, Mr. Jimrinos, everybody. Give it up for Jim.
Wow, that is thunderous. That was an ovation, is what that was. That was a thunderous ovation. I've never experienced a thunderous ovation before, but in my experience, that is now what I will judge all the thunderous ovations by. So I too went to the doctor this week, and had a follow up to some medical stuff. And at the end of the visit, he goes to me, "We need to talk about your life decisions." So apparently, my doctor is also a life coach, and I'm there like, "All right, we shall play this game." And he goes, "Well, I'm just looking at, I'm looking at your weight and I'm looking at your lifestyle and I'm looking at all these things, and you need to make some changes. Okay. I'm going to start with a question, Doc. Why? And he's there like, so you could live longer. And I'm like, did you not look at me? Did you not read the lifestyle choices on the chart? I've been living my life trying to die by Tuesday, and you're taking away the one thing that brings me joy. That is not fair. You need to let me have this, Doc. And so apparently I'm now cleared for psychiatric evaluation. So that's good. I was looking for a way to get therapy included in my plan. With the virus outbreak, it's led me to question things that I've always thought. Like, I always thought I understood things and knew myself, and I'm realizing I don't as much as I wish I did. For instance, I lived my whole life, and I've never understood, like a lot of my friends have a fascination with prostitutes. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna go see a prostitute. She knows what she's doing. Oh my God, it's gonna be hot. And I've never understood that. I've never understood that fascinating, pay someone to have sex with you when they don't even like you. I cannot understand that. But now that I'm 9 months into COVID, I would pay somebody $50 to fake a hug. If you can fake some genuine human affection, I'm there. I'm down for it. I'm like, here's $100. Tell me you love me. Tell me you love me. Here's a hug. If she actually says I missed you and can do a tear, I'll go $250 because that's quality role play right there. So I was online. I was spending way too much time online, and I stumbled across a site that assesses your risk for COVID, and it also assesses your survival rate for COVID should you become infected with it. And you just have to fill out a whole bunch of questions. And here's what you need to know. I am like the most safe person you can imagine. Like, I have got here, I'm at my desk. I'm going to have hand sanitizer at my desk. Who's at my desk? I'm the only person at my desk. I'm hand sanitizing because I don't want my own fucking germs. That is how quarantined I am. So I fill out this form, and apparently I am 83% likely to get COVID. And I'm there like, why the fuck am I even trying? I'm just going to go pee on my hands, walk out in the street, not wash them, because apparently nothing's fucking working. None of this lifestyle is working. And here was my favorite thing. It not only said I'm 83% likely to get COVID, but that if I got COVID, my mortality, my survival rate would be less than 7%. 93% chance if I get it, I'm going to die. So being a math geek that I am, 83% chance I'm going to get it, and then a 93% chance I'm going to die, there is an 88% chance that my introduction should be Dead Man Walking. That should be my introduction as you're bringing me onto any of these shows. A lot of really weird things. I'm just bouncing around from random ideas. A lot of really weird things have gone on in my life. And one of my favorite weird stories is about a very early girlfriend I had when I was 19. I dated a woman, and during sex, she said, "You never use my name. You never say my name when we're making love, and it's starting to hurt me. I need you to say my name." And I'm there like, "I'm not going to." And she's like, "Why?" And I'm there like, "'Cause you have my mom's name." She had the same first name as my mom, and I don't want to yell that out during sex. I'd much rather yell mom during sex. I really would at that point, because the name is Florence. And here's the whole thing. If you're 19 years old and you're banging a chick named Flo, you already feel like your life choices are bad at that moment. You don't want actual audible information going out into the world. "Oh yeah, do me Flo. That's good. That's a spot Flo." You don't want to yell that shit out, is all I'm saying. I've been watching a lot of TikTok videos lately because I'm trying to spend less money on porn. And here's the great thing. I've noticed that I'm starting... Are you guys familiar with the concept of grooming? That's where, an adult will grab somebody who's young and impressionable and kind of train them to be the person they want them to be. I am being groomed by the kids on TikTok is what's happening. Because every time I hear the Yin Yang twins and I hear I am immediately fucking hard. Like Pavlov's dog. It's right there. I'm there like there's going to be quality twerking and then I'm going to go to your OnlyFans page. I'm being groomed by 19-year-olds. And that doesn't seem fair at this point in my life. I've done that. Okay, so this is the last thing I will talk about, and then I'll go. I grew up in New York City, and John and Marzani were mentioning amusement parks earlier. My favorite summer job I've ever had was I was a carny at Coney Island, and that is the greatest job you could have, and particularly when I was a carny for the Cyclone, because if you're a carny on the Cyclone, you just have a license to be a dick. I don't know if you realize this about carnies, but we've got a license to be dicks. My favorite thing was taking like those big, macho, brave Brooklyn guys. You know, the guys that are there like, oh, it's a fucking roller coaster. I'm not afraid of this. And if they're like, hey, you need to be in the first car, height requirements. I won't be in the first car. You need to be in the first car, height requirements. And then and then the second seat, I just like the biggest loudmouth asshole. Here's why. Because I knew the first guy was going to vomit, and I knew the second guy was the best target. My goal at the end of every shift was to have at least 4 or 5 guys exit the roller coaster with a shirt that looked like a Jackson Pollock painting. That's what I wanted to have happen. It's with organic material. I did a lot of weird things in Coney Island. For instance, there's one time they said the ride stuck. And when the ride is stuck, what has to happen is one of the carnies has to climb up the wooden girders to reset and manually take off the brake in order for it to start rolling again. So you're literally climbing up on these wooden crossbeams, which is crazy enough. So I'm climbing up on the wooden crossbeams. And I'm getting ready to release the handbrake. And the guy in the car that I'm about to release it on goes, hold it, dude, is this safe? And I said, there's only a 50% chance that your car will fly off this. And then I released the brake and it immediately, like whoosh, like that immediate thing, that whoosh. And we actually had to take that roller coaster out of service because he actually shit himself immediately, which is one of the most amazing things in the world. Because you're trying to look all big and bad on that date, and you shit your pants. There's no way you're getting laid at that point. I'm pretty sure you're not getting laid till you're about 27. There is a haunted house in Coney Island. I don't know if you've been there. It's called Drew's Spookorama. That is the name of the haunted house. And because there's 2 haunted houses, this is the big one. And it had coffins in the haunted house. And when you were looking to disappear and kind of just fuck off during your shift, you would go in the haunted house and you would nap in the coffins. That is the best thing in the world to do. But now the people going through the haunted house are usually teenage couples that are trying to make out. So one of the most fun things to do is as that car is wandering around close to you, just pop it off from the coffin and just touching one of them. Just not even grabbing, not even groping, just touching. Because here's the whole thing. Everyone goes in there and everyone's there like, oh, it's not that scary. This is easy. And then you're in the dark and you're going around and you're not expecting it. And a fucking corpse just pops up and fucking touches you. And you're there like, oh, it's an amazing thing. But, you know, all the guys would try and do it with the girls, you know, because the girls would jump up, boobies would jiggle. It was fucking awesome. I, being the sadistic bastard that I am, love doing it to the guys. I really would, because the guys would actually fully jump off the fucking ride. They would just abandon their girl and run out the direction they came in. which is really nice.
Oh, good.
Because not only is that fun, but then immediately you can go outside, and when she gets to the exit, see the wonderful fight that is about to ensue. It's like literally I went round one, and then boom, we're off. It's the most fun you can have as a teenager. And here's the whole thing. I'm also standing on the side signifying, like, he left your ass real quick. And she said, like, yeah. It's an amazing thing watching a 6'2", 17-year-old guy from Brooklyn named Vinny getting his ass beat by a 5'1" girl from Brooklyn because he was so much of a pussy that he had to leave the haunted house. Yeah. And I kept doing that right up until the time that Vinny turned around and just punched me in the face. And then I'm there like, I need a new hobby. Because that's the whole thing. You have these hobbies up until you get assaulted, and then you need to find a new hobby. But you guys have been an awesome crowd. Thanks for letting me warm up for this week. I'm going to turn it back over to John. Goodbye, everybody.
Hey, everybody, keep it going with Jim Jimrinos, everybody. Jim Jimrinos. I guess he ain't dead yet. Hey, it's been a very fun show. I appreciate everybody. I've had a lot of fun tonight. I hope you all did too. Just remember, for the next 2 weeks, we've got 25 shows, few shows every night for the New York Underground Comedy Festival. You'll see a lot of the people that you saw tonight and a whole slew of other people. And the people are from all over the globe. You name it, London, Japan, Dubai, California, New Jersey, all over the place. So it's going to be a great festival. We're going to have a lot of fun. There's a bunch of good workshops. Make sure you're coming out for all that kind of stuff. Everybody, thanks very much and have a great night.
Woo.
Bye, everybody.